psyche on the positive side of things, you need to go ahead and get on the board.
That's the reverse side of this, isn't it? And that's what they're trying to do.
Safe.
Yeah.
And Hunter kind of stopped the play for a moment.
And on the play, Hutchin moves to third. So one down here and the runner at third. And here is Taylor Walker, their big first baseman. The pitch is downstairs for ball one. Walker just 2 for 8 in the series with a run scored, 3 runs driven in. He has a 2-run home run. And he has had a marvelous year. He has been relatively quiet, which worries you here in this series, and the pitch is downstairs.
I was going to say, did you just give him a kiss of death?
Yeah. I mean, that 2 for 8, he did have the 2-run home run in the opening game, but here's a guy with 57 RBIs and 14 home runs and a 4.14 average. Breaking ball and a beauty on the outside corner. 2-1, but again, there's a base open, so I should kind of treat this guy just like they should treat Mike McClellan.
Regardless of what he's done in this series.
Exactly.
He's a great hitter and proved it over a long amount of time.
The 2-1 fastball on the outside corner for a called strike.
2 strikes he's thrown in this at-bat, a breaking ball in the outer half of the plate at the knees, and a fastball there that was on the black at the knees. You can live there.
Trying to stay away from him. And the count now is even at 2-2. Hunter's setting up outside, and the pitch is inside and in the dirt, and Hunter does a nice job shifting back and blocking that. Well, he missed his spot there.
Again, though, like we talked about yesterday, if you're going to miss down.
So the count is full. And Hutchin gets his lead over at third with 1 down here in the top of the first. And the pitch, there's a sharply hit ball, diving stop by Justin Evans. He gets up and throws him out. A nice play by Justin, but the run is going to score, and the Falcons take a 1-0 lead.
Outstanding play, and you're not upset at all that a run came in to score there because Montevallo did a good job, get him on, get him over, get him in, but you'll gladly take that out, and that's a great play from, again, a shortstop playing second base. You add range that way.
Diving over toward the line and made the play. And we're glad that Walker kept that ball on the ground. Here's Daniel Pardo, the left fielder. He hits from the left side of the plate, and the first pitch strike on the inside corner. Pardo hitting .308 on the season, and in this series, he is 2 for 8, 3 runs scored. He's been hit twice in the series, one right on the knee yesterday that really got him down. There's a pitch in the dirt all the way back to the screen. The 1-1 on the way to the plate. Sharply hit ball on the ground that Justin Evans will field, throws, and he got it. So the Falcons pick up a run here in the first inning thanks to the leadoff double, and eventually got him in. We go to the bottom of the first here at Burger King Stadium at Ragsdale Field. Montevallo 1, the Cougars just now coming into bat. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540.
The Cougar Club is an annual giving program for CSU athletics and has been the driving force behind our success. The Cougar Club provides talented student athletes the opportunity to receive a quality education from Columbus State while adding to the university's tradition of excellence. Our dependence on private support through the Cougar Club is truly the critical margin of excellence in our athletics program. For more information on how you can join the Cougar Club, call 706-568-2204 or go to csucougars.com.
right, we head to the bottom of the first inning here. Burger King Stadium at Ragsdale Field, and Montevallo got on the board in the top of the inning. The Cougars will try to answer here in the bottom of the first, and Jackson Oliver will lead it off. Jackson, 361 on the season, 4 home runs and 39 RBIs. 4 for 8 in the series with 5 runs scored and 3 RBIs.
5 multi-hit games for him in the last 8 as well, and that has included his switch into that leadoff spot, which he has taken to nicely.
Yeah, he really has. He hits from the left side of the plate, of course. And the left-hander, Roney, first pitch is a strike. Roney, 5-1, an ERA of 3.83. And the 0-1 breaking ball, bouncing ball off the glove of the second baseman. He picks it out of the air. Ferrudo does, throws on the first, and he got him. Good job staying with that one. He came up on him quickly, and he showed some good hands.
Yeah, it had some weird spin because I think Jackson hit it off the end of the bat, and it kind of spun up and kicked up into the waist, but had plenty of time because Jackson hit it somewhat hard.
Here's the shortstop, Ryan Eiley, 4-11 on the season, 5 home runs and 35 RBIs, and 3 for 10, 3 runs scored, and a couple of RBIs in the series. The first pitch is fouled away, and of course he pitched the 9th inning yesterday, did a nice job, and picked up the win. Roney shakes off a sign. Now he has one he likes, and the pitch is downstairs, and the count is even at 1-1.
How often are you on a 7-game hitting streak where you're hitting 500, and that's not the best average on the team during that 7-game stretch? That's where he's at right now.
The 1-1 fastball is high and away.
He and the guy on deck are both on 7-game hitting streaks. The guy on deck, though, a little bit higher batting average. That's tough.
It is. That shows you what kind of offensive output this team has. The 2-1 is ripped into left field for a base hit. Left fielder cutting it off toward the line, and he'll get it back in, and Ryan is on with a 1-out single. And that will bring up the aforementioned Mr. Mike McClellan, who in this series, 4 for 6, 4 runs scored, a home run, 5 runs driven in, including the walk-off game winner yesterday. And on the season, 424, 12 home runs, and 50 RBIs. And let's see how they choose to pitch to him here with a man at first. First pitch from the lefty is down and in for ball 1.
I don't know what you do at the moment. I mean, think about it. Yesterday, he was 6 for 6 as far as getting on base. Hit once, walked twice, 2 singles and a double. And it would have been 2 doubles had there not been a walk-off that killed the play.
Right. 2 intentional walks. The pitch misses with a fastball way outside. 2-0. He's in such a stretch now, we talked about it yesterday, that, I mean, you almost give him the Barry Bonds treatment until he cools off, which hopefully he won't. The pitch is downstairs.
And look where the outfielders are right now.
The outfielders are at Peachtree Mall right now.
I mean, our center fielder in this ball game right now, Thomas Brady, the wall behind him says 403, so he's probably, what, 385?
Yeah. He is in a different zip code right now than we are in the press box. And they had no idea at all of pitching to him. They pitched it low and away for ball 4, and a walk puts runners at first and second. That gives you an idea right there of what their game plan today is for Mike.
And that means that this guy right here, Christian Miller, has to come through, because yesterday he failed to on a couple of times when Mike was intentionally walked, but he had been hot going into yesterday.
And he's done really well against left-handers this year, so that's the good thing. A lefty on the mound. Christian just 2 for 9 in this series, but he's facing a lefty. Let's see how this works out. He jumps on the first pitch in on his hands and fouls it over the roof.
Cougars as a team are 9-1 against the left-handed starters, so they got a lot of heavy hitters that are from the right side of the plate, and they like that lefty pitch coming into them.
Christian, 337 on the season, 7 home runs and 35 RBIs. We're in the bottom of the first, and Falcons got a run in the top of the inning. Cougars threatening here with first and second, and 1 down. The pitch right off the end of the bat. He was out in front on that one, fouled it away. In the hole at 0-2.
Mike will only see as many pitches to hit as Christian Miller will allow him to. That's pretty much where it's come to, especially in this series. It may be different next weekend in Augusta, but for this game, Mike's only going to see what Christian Miller can do.
And he's standing up there now in an 0-2 hole. Checks the runner out at second, and the pitch sharply hit to third. He's going to go to second for 1. On the first, a high throw pulled him off the bag, and he's safe.
That was tailor-made, and I thought Bryant took a little bit of time. It was a little bit casual about getting it to second base and made it a little bit of a tougher play for Ferruto with the runner bearing down on him.
Yeah, he had Big Mike coming in on him hard, and this throw sailed on him, so the Cougars stay alive with runners at the corners and 2 down. And here is Blake Edwards, and Blake in this series is 6 for 10 with 3 runs scored and a run driven in.
And made the defensive play of the game yesterday in that 9th inning.
Well, he sure did, didn't he? And here's the pitch. First pitch swinging, popped it foul out of play. Over the roof. A diving grab, double play for the second time in this series. Grabbed a bunt out of the air on a diving play and doubled up a runner on Friday night. All right, need a 2-out happening here to try to at least tie the game. And there's a drive in the center, but the center fielder is going to get over in the gap, Thomas Brady, and make the catch. Hit it on the nose, but right at the center fielder. Just really had to move a few steps toward the gap and left. For out number 3. So nothing doing for the Cougars in the first inning. Leave a couple of runners stranded. We've played 1. It's 1-0 Montevallo. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540. Designated hitter Dominic DeVille getting set to lead it off for the Falcons here in the second inning. They enjoy a 1-0 lead. DeVille 3 for 7, a couple of runs scored, a home run in the series. Hit the home run on Friday night. Breaking ball is in there for a called strike.
He's had some interesting trips around the bases as well.
He has, hasn't he? Got reporters from all 3 television stations down below getting highlights for their shows tonight. Pitch misses. 1-1. We get great television coverage.
Absolutely.
The 1-1 breaking ball popped him up. Center field shallow. Evans, he misplayed it and it fell behind him, and the runner's going to be held at first.
I think he fully had that in his sights, and at the last second it got lost in something up there. because he called off Ryan Eiley because he had the better angle at it.
And he keeps looking back up at the sky. He was obviously he was looking into the sun, and there are a few white clouds today now. It was mostly cloudy this morning, but obviously there wasn't a cloud that helped him that time.
No, and he confidently called for that ball, which made you think that he for sure had it. And all of a sudden, I guess it just disappeared into the sky at the last second because he wasn't all that close to it by the time it came down.
No, you could tell by his body language that he thought he had it. But here is Thomas Brady, the center fielder, with a runner at first now and nobody out. And the pitch is down and away, ball one. Brady just 2 for 8 in the series, 2 runs scored, an RBI, and on the season hitting .327. DeVille gets his lead over at first. There's a rocket in the left field for a base hit past the leaping Blake Edwards. Nothing cheap about that one, and it's first and second and nobody out.
That ball just center cut in the middle of the plate and hanging there for Brady, and he didn't miss it.
And the second baseman, Matthew Ferrudo, 3 for 6, 4 runs scored, and an RBI in this first 2 games of this series. 288, 2 home runs, 17 runs driven in on the season. So Caleb in the soup again here. Let's see how they play it. Blake and Mike in on the grass at third and first. Mike creeping in more, and he turns and looks the runner back to second.
If you're Montevallo, don't you have to try to play for every big inning possible, knowing that this isn't going to be a 2-0 ball game?
Yeah, that would be my philosophy. It sure would.
Even if you feel like you need a couple of runs, but these games aren't going to be 1-2-1.
He is squaring, and he bunts it to third, which is where he had to go with it. Blake Fields throws and just got him. He got down the line. Ferrudo did in a hurry, but the sacrifice is accomplished.
Sack bunt brings up number 8, Jacob Whiting.
Yeah, for me, it would be difficult to give up outs against a team like Columbus State.
Well, especially with a guy in Ferrudo who was 3 for 3 yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And that brings up the catcher, Jacob Whiting.
What it means is it's on this guy's shoulders right here to pay it off.
And he is 3 for 5 in the series with 2 runs scored and a run driven in.
3 for 5 for a guy that after his 3 for 5 is hitting .235.
He started on Friday night, swung on and fouled it back to the screen, just got a piece of it. Came in late in the game yesterday. Yesterday, anything in the air was an adventure. Not so much today.
Well, those flags are a little bored right now.
Yeah. Although we just had an adventure on something in the air earlier in this inning. The pitch misses inside. Didn't have anything to do with the wind today, though.
What that tells you is, though, that we've got a chance to go back to seeing this ballpark play like it did the first 2 months of this season, which was balls in the air, had a good shot getting out of here.
Count is even. Runners lead from second and third. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball just missed inside. 2-1.
Remember, this is our guy from Friday night whose zone was tighter.
I know, and as I made that call quickly, I remember that this guy is also the slow guy behind the plate with the theatrical delivery as far as the physical call, so I'll have to watch that. We love that. The 2-1 line foul down into their fans over by the bullpen.
And there's a large group of them down there.
Yeah, they've got Montevallo brought a lot of fans yesterday and today. They traveled very well.
A lot of people on beach towels and blankets and lawn chairs down there on that side. And they also told us, there's a birthday party coming today?
So 2-2 now. Let's see if he can get the strikeout. But he rolls it down the third baseline foul. Got second and third and one down. And the Falcons with a run in the first inning, threatening to get more. Yeah, out in the sun, that's the place to be today.
If you're an infielder right now, know your runner. Runner at third doesn't move well. Sharply hit ball at you if you're at the corners. You got a chance to probably get him at the plate if he goes on contact.
The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. He ran it in on him and a big strikeout with that runner at third.
And then Whiting hung out in the box, making you think the at-bat was still going. I was right there with you.
To do the mental check there to make sure. So I know it is a lazy Sunday afternoon. I have to get my mind in gear here. All right, 2 down with the strikeouts. And here's Chase Bryant, the third baseman.
Hot streak.
He's red hot, isn't he? He's 1 for 1 in this series. And he hits a bullet, one hopper off the chest of Eiley, picks it out of the air, throws the first, and he got him. Hit it right on the nose, and Ryan played it in front of him, grabbed it out of the air, threw on to first for the out. So a good job by Caleb Cucci getting into and out of trouble, stranding a couple in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Montevallo. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540. Bottom of the second inning, and Matt Nettles will lead it off. Nettles, Justin Evans, and Hunter Bowling due up for the Cougars, trailing 1-0.
Little momentum in that dugout now.
Matt 1 for 5 in the series, but he's got 3 RBIs, of course.
That's what he does.
That's what he does. And lefty against lefty. First pitch swinging, rolls over on it and grounds it to the second baseman for the easy throw to first, and out number 1. And that'll bring up Justin Evans, the second baseman. And Justin is 0 for 2 with a run scored in this series. 234 on the season, a couple of home runs, and 11 runs driven in for the freshman out of Kennesaw. And first pitch swinging, hits it in the air. That ball really carries the center, and Brady back on the track, and a circus catch as he slams into the wall after catching it. And that ball is really jumping today, but he hit it to the deepest part of the park.
Welcome to Burger King Stadium, where the ball apparently just loves to fly out.
Hunter Bowling.
And here is Hunter Wheels Bowling. 1 for 5 with a run scored, 2 runs driven in the series. 304 home run and 18 RBIs on the year.
Hunter's hitting 5 straight.
So 2 up and 2 down quickly, and the pitch is high for ball 1. You knew, or at least I had hoped he would be taking that pitch because Mr. Roney had thrown 2 pitches and gotten 2 outs in this inning. And that's exactly what Hunter did. The 1-0 is in there for a strike. 1-1. It's really been nice. We think about these guys like, we've got several that have been around for a long time, and they're just all good guys, and it's been fun to watch them, fun to be around them, fun to watch them. Ball is popped up. Second baseman Ferrudo battling that sun, and he lost it, and it drops to his right. Well, there's your answer right there. If you hit it up in the air Do we not have glasses out there? He does not.
It must be rough right
Yeah.
now. I mean, it's not an overly sunny day, but that is where the sun is at because it sets from behind us off to the left field corner. But, man, he didn't have a clue the whole way.
No. You could tell he was in trouble. And there's still, you see everybody in the infield now kind of looking up at that sun. Here is Tyler Fichter, the center fielder. Well, let's see if we can make that pay off. And the first pitch to Tyler is in there for a strike. He is 5 for 9, 4 runs scored, and an RBI in the series. 356 on the season for the Cougars center fielder. Ball misses away. So we've seen 2 balls lost in the sun in this inning.
And, of course, that goes down as a hit for Bowling, so give him 6 games in a row with a hit.
Take it any way you can get it, right? I'm just surprised he didn't end up at second. This one has popped up. Look out. The catcher is going to try to make this. No, the third baseman will call him off. I thought the catcher because he was going to be looking away from the sun, but so was Chase Bryant. He was looking back toward the stands, and he's under it in foul territory. And a very easy inning for Jamison Roney. Nothing doing for the Cougars in the second. 1-0, Montevallo on top. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540. All right, here we go to the top of the third at Burger King Stadium at Ragsdale Field. We're just checking our infielders to see if they've come out in sunglasses. And Justin has them at second, Mike at first, and Ryan has them on his cap. And he right now is putting them on. And Blake does not have any glasses.
Blake just looked up to check it out, though. He's at the angle where it's not as big a deal, and I think he just checked that out. He looked up, put his hand over it, and I think he was good enough with what it looked like.
And that's why their third baseman, Bryant, was able to call off and make that play because he was not looking up into that sun. He was looking at a different angle. All right, here's the first pitch, and it's in there for a called strike as we go back to the top of the order, and Dane Hutchin, who doubled and scored in the first inning. He hit the wall on the fly, the bottom of the wall in left center. Swung on and missed. Out in front on that one. And 0-2.
I think Caleb Cucci got a confidence booster in that last inning because he got the out with Ryan Alley at shortstop and gave a bit of a fist pump, and he's not a guy that shows a whole lot of emotion out there.
Well, we have to get some innings out of him today. Has to be an inning eater after what the staff has been through the last 2 days. There's a fly ball that's going to be out of play on top of our batting cage. And again, you see how the ball is jumping today. That was not even a full swing, and it almost hit it over the batting cage down there. The opposite way.
Yeah, you look at the starters. Kaler went 5, and then Albert Harless went just 4 1/3 last night. So those are not numbers you want to see when you don't have a great bullpen.
The 0-2 pitch on the way. Fastball inside.
And this is a big day for CSU because you're at home. You got a chance to sweep. A victory today puts them in second place in the conference standings by percentage points, regardless of the other outcomes.
Getting ready to go into a hot Augusta next week, and I don't mean weather-wise, although it could be. I mean red-hot baseball team. Pitch misses outside, 2-2.
If Cougars win and Augusta wins, then CSU will jump USC Aiken for second place. If the Cougars win and USC Aiken beats Augusta, then the Cougars will be in a tie for second.
The 2-2 pitch on the way to the plate. There's a soft line drive in the right field for a base hit. Jackson hustling over toward the line will get it back in, and Hutchin is on with a leadoff single.
Didn't hit it square. Got it off the end of the bat like you said, but when the ball is elevated a little bit, you don't have to hit it right on the nose.
Augusta's at it again. They've got a 2-0 lead on Aiken after 3 over in Augusta.
I wonder if anybody gave them a shot at sweeping USC Aiken this weekend.
I would doubt. Not anybody walking around on the streets, I wouldn't think. My goodness. Fastball and a beauty, but a little low on the outside corner to Hyde. You heard Greg, if you listened to the pregame show, talk about that, you know, in his 19 years here, he can't ever remember him being in first place at any point. So that's what kind of turnaround they've had. The pitch is low and inside.
Well, that's what we said yesterday. In 25 years, one time they finished better than fifth, and that was a third place finish. It wasn't a first.
Yeah. That's the biggest sporting event going on in Augusta today. There's no question about it. The next pitch, breaking ball outside corner.
Well, it's second.
2-1. That's right.
The Lady Cougar softball.
Lady Cougar softball is first. I stand corrected on that. And then the Augusta USC Aiken baseball game is second. And then there's a little golf tournament that would have to come in third.
Just a Sunday afternoon golf round, though.
Throw over the first. Backstanding.
There's a lot of people having a Sunday afternoon 18 here today.
Augusta might be roaring today. The pin placements are very kind, I read early today, and the wind should not be similar to what it is here today, not like it was yesterday over there. The 2-1, swing and a miss, ran it in on him, 2-2.
If you're creating a tournament or you're running a golf tournament, tell me your mindset here. If you're picking pin placements, don't you want it to be where guys are birdieing and eagling everything? I know that that's not the way of the U.S. Open.
Right.
But isn't that what creates for the best and most exciting stuff?
Yeah, it sort of seems, in most cases it would be, but the majors seem to be a different animal in that regard. The pitch is fouled back.
I guess it's the equivalent of, do you want to see the 1-0 baseball game or do you want to see the 18-17?
Yeah. Well, the thought, and I've read something on this very subject, and officials from the PGA and from the British Open and the U.S. Open and the Masters, they're trying to prevent somebody being able to run away, somebody getting red hot and being able to run away. They think that by making it tougher, it kind of brings the field together more. There's a strike 3 call on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch. Painted the black for the strikeout. Hyde didn't think so, but he takes the bat back to the dugout.
There's absolutely no doubt it was over the middle of the plate. It was just a question of whether it was high enough, but I mean, I thought it had knees, at least.
And here is Taylor Walker. Walker bounced to second his first time up. Hutchin gets his lead at first, and the pitch is in there at the knees for a called strike. Well, you want to prevent this guy from getting the ball in the air today. Fastball misses inside, and it's 1-1. Hutchin gets his lead over there. And the 1-1 pitch, staying away from him down low, 2-1. And Hunter is going to ask for time and run out and talk to Caleb. Well, we'd be happier if we can get a lead here early in the ball game, but the Falcons at the plate, and there's a fly ball off the end of the bat, though, and going is Tyler. Now he will come in and make the catch. That big swing fooled him, and it was off the end of the bat. He, like me, with that big swing, boy, he thought, uh-oh, here we go. He got it in the air, but he just got it off the end of the bat.
I was going to say the same thing. He took, it wasn't just, that traditional first step back before you come in thing. He took 3 or 4 running steps going back, and I thought it was going to have trouble. That ball still carried a little bit further than I was expecting it to.
It did. So 2 down now, and here's Daniel Pardo, the left fielder. Hutchin, who led off with a single, is still at first. Pardo grounded out to Justin Evans at second, his first time up. That pitch misses somewhere, and it's 1-0.
I guess he doesn't like the ball up. He prefers it down.
That's what it looks like here in the early going.
Which, if you're a pitcher, I guess you want that because you'd like the ball to be down.
Mm-hmm. The 1-0 breaking ball misses inside, and it is 2-0. If you're in the area, come on out. See some good college baseball. Beautiful ballpark. 2-0 pitch is on the outside corner for a called strike.
Our hill dwellers are lacking in number today.
Yeah, not many out there today. We've got, 5 it looks like out there today. We had a big crowd out there yesterday.
It's been a really well-attended weekend all along. Little League nights kicking it off Friday.
There goes the runner. 2-1 is popped up over toward our dugout, but it's going to get out of play. And the count will go to 2-2.
I think that one just hopped onto one of the tennis courts over there at the Blackman Tennis Center where action is happening.
Playing West Alabama.
Men's and women's, so every court over there is in action. So that ball definitely got onto a court where there was play.
Have to wear hard hats on days like this. Won't be long before we won't have that problem. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and there's a ground ball to the shortstop. Ryan Fields will go the short way to second. And going into second hard is Hutchin, and he is slow to get up, but he appears to be okay. That's it for the Falcons here in the top of the third. Leadoff man on, but Caleb works around that. Nothing doing. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0, Montevallo on top. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540. Bottom of the third inning, and 1-0 Montevallo on top.
Number 21, Jackson Oliver.
You can always tell how cool or cold it is in our dugout because between innings, a whole bunch of red shirts were out there on the warning track in front of the dugout soaking up some sun. Back to the top of the order in Jackson Oliver. He bounced to second his first time up. First pitch swinging off the end of the bat. Tough play. Pitcher fields by the line, throws in the dirt, and he got him. That's a fine pick by Taylor Walker, the first baseman over there. He saved a runner being at second at least.
Yeah, that was a do-or-die play all the way around for the pitcher and also the first baseman over there, and it was a good pick because that was a short hop and not an easy one to handle.
So one down. Here's Ryan Eiley.
Number 13, Ryan Eiley.
Ryan singled his first time up. Seeing Ryan as a fine shortstop. The pitch is in there for a called strike. Reminds me, great to see Kurt McKee here yesterday. Glove winner his senior year. The breaking ball misses inside. He and David Brown, the double play combination, both winning Gold Gloves.